Morning, dear. Oh. Nice dream, that, till the bleeding alarm knocked it on the head. Tuppence in the swear box. Oh. No, I can't think what it was now. Still, I enjoy a nice dream, don't I? Nothing to panic about, dear. It's just the last few days where they've been rubbing. Oh, say, I don't know I'm born, do I? Drop of sunshine special delivery. I think you've got me a nice day for it, Fred.
Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Hilda, happy birthday to you.
Oh, honestly, you shouldn't have, Alice. You really shouldn't.
Well, I'm sorry, dear, but you're you and I'm me, and I cannot change my nature. You're supposed to be pleased.
Oh, I am.
The only girl I know who doesn't like presents.
I do.
You're a traitor to your entire SEX. Well, hard luck, Miss Grumpy Socks. Just for today, you'll have to suffer.
Oh, I say.
Say what?
Oh, you shouldn't have. You really shouldn't.
Well, I have. I really have.
Smells like fresh spring flowers.
And that's without even taking the top off.
Oh, yes. Well, still. Anyway, thank you, Alice.
Beauty spot.
Oh, sorry.
The kettle's only just boiled.
No. I'm sorry, Fred. Fair's fair. It isn't her, it's me. I was like that with you. Worse. Oh, I was. Oh, come off it. I don't mean the engagement ring. That's different. But anniversaries I was. Yes. Christmas and that. Yeah, it's ever since I was a kiddie, really. I feel awkward being given. Still, I'll get my own back October the 18th. I shall get her some hankies. Irish linen with a little embroidered A in the corner. And I'll take her breakfast up in bed. And I'll get the newspaper boy to whistle happy birthday at her through the window. That'll teach her. Who is? I'm not. Oh, Fred, you and your language. Tuppence in the swear box. Tuppence, please. No. 7.5p, please. I want Westminster Bridge. Ooh, what a night it was. It really was.
Oh, my God. Oh. Alka-Seltzer. Then death. First Alka-Seltzer. Oh, bloody night. Jesus. Oh, my God. It isn't him, is it? Oh, please don't let it be him. Oh,
Audrey!
Still, only been married 4 years. They're still on their honeymoon, really.
Are these Toby's?
Oh, who do you think, you fool?
Is he home yet?
Of course he isn't, you great twit. Oh, for God's sake, get dressed and get out.
I can only see a sock. I was wearing more than socks at the party, wasn't I?
I think you took the rest off in the bathroom. Oh, you did. I have this horrible memory of you leaping out with only your socks on, shouting you've never had it so good.
This probably comes under the heading of the morning after the night before, doesn't it?
Oh, just get dressed.
Were we very drunk?
I expect so.
Did we actually, you know, you and me, did we thingy?
I expect so.
Were we any good?
Wait.
What?
Don't go yet.
What?
Mrs. Thingy's downstairs. She'd better not see you and not see Toby.
What?
Do not leave the bedroom. I'll bring some coffee up. You mustn't go downstairs.
Who's Mrs. Thing?
Kappa. My daily help, my little treasure.
How the hell do you get a daily help to come on a Sunday?
That's what makes her a bloody treasure. Bad brain.
Toby?
Mrs. Bertram, taking a smelly dog for a walk. Think she suspects something?
Mrs. Bertram?
The bitch.
Mrs. Bertram?
The dog.
The Nash resident speaking.
Who's that, please?
This is Mrs. Capper. Who's that?
It's Mr. Nash.
Oh, Mr. Nash, you're out early. I thought you was in bed Sunday morning.
Yes, listen, is my wife still asleep?
I think she must be, sir. She didn't switch on the bedroom phone or nothing.
Right, well, when she does, will you tell her I'll be back home in about half an hour? And, not to be in a state.
State?
Is in a state. And I'll explain everything when I get home. And, nothing happened. Nothing at all.
Righty-ho, Mr. Nash.
Righty-ho, Mrs. Capper.
Is that it? Because I must get on.
Yes, that's it.
Oh, I see. Well, thank you for calling.
How are you?
I mustn't grumble.
Oh, good. Morning.
Morning, Mrs. Capper.
Oh, morning, Mrs. Nash.
Oh, nice morning.
Yes, drop of sunshine special delivery.
Would you be a dear, and make us some coffee? Mr. Nash is feeling a little, well, I don't know if you noticed, but we had a sort of party last night. He's having a bit of a lie-in. So if you could. Could? A coffee?
Oh, yes, of course, I'm sorry. 2 cups.
Of course.
Of course.
I'll hang on till it's ready, keep you company. I'll take Mr. Nash's up with me.
Yes.
You're very quiet this morning, Mrs. Capper. Is anything the matter?
With me, Mum? No. Watched percolator never boils, does it? It's like watched pots. That's where it will have got it from, I expect. Yes, yes. It was the phone, as a matter of fact, ringing.
Anything important?
Mr. Nash, Mrs. Nash. He said you mustn't be in a state nothing happened, and he'll be home in half an hour.
Oh, God.
More like 29 minutes now, I should think.
Oh, God, how embarrassing. We were drunk, all 6 of us, and we had this awful row about the common market. And I was making some scrambled eggs, and suddenly somebody picked up the pan and threw them all over somebody else. Then everybody started shouting all at the same time, one of them in bloody French for some reason that escapes me. And then Mr. Nash stormed out with Laura straight-faced, and I seem to have them. Oh, it isn't Mr. Nash upstairs. It's Mr. McMichael.
It's quite nice, Mr. McMichael. I sometimes like two-tone shoes on a man. In moderation. Oh, there. There's worse things at sea. Well, they are sort of different things, really, so you can't honestly compare them, but,
Yes?
well, if I might be a bossy boots just for once, I think that you should politely request that Mr. McMichael to sling his hook right away, so as when Mr. Nash gets here, in about 28 minutes now, I should think. And anyway, dear, crying will only make your eyes red.
Oh. Thank you.
I'll, give you a shout, shall I, with the
Okay.
puppies? And I think a nice cup of tea for me. Now, don't you look at me like that. It's none of your business. She's all right, is Mrs. Nash. And Mr. Nash. Well, things are different from how they were in our day. Here, what about the time you hit me in Ramsgate? Oh, yes. I know it was the only time, but it was only 'cause Charlie Pritchard took me on my pier while you was finishing a game of billiards. Charlie Pritchard. I can't even remember what he looks like now, poor soul. Mind you, she's been doing a lot of weeping lately, and I think it's his new job. There's more money coming in, but I don't think they're as happy. It's funny how that happens. Still, they wouldn't be happy with less coming in, I shouldn't think. I think this common market is going to do more harm than good. He wrote me a very nice letter, though, Charlie Pritchard did, after he'd heard about Alamein. Yes, lovely sentiments about how you was the salt of the earth and that, and how I must look to the future and be grateful of the few years we'd had. It was a beautiful letter. Except I wasn't all that keen on how he put little circles instead of full stops.
It's doing it again.
She's only human.
It's every day.
No, it's not. We were away for the day at Easter.
Morning.
Morning.
I've been staying the night.
Oh, yes.
In the guest room.
Good job I gave it a good dusting last week then, really.
Yes. Bye-bye then.
All the best.
Thank you. Yes, you too. Isn't that illegal?
Not for pedigrees.
Oh.
Has anything happened? Is she all right?
Oh, I haven't seen her yet, sir. She must still be sleeping. The sleep of the just.
Yes. Right. Good. How are you?
I mustn't grumble.
No.
Mr. Nash, shall I take your coat? Oh. Oh, come on, it's your phone. You're both out of bed now. Both beds.
I should answer that if I were you. Might be Laura Twitface wanting to know where you've hidden her knickers. Wasn't she wearing any in the first place?
The Nash resident speaking.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Hildy Kappa. Happy birthday to you.
Is that you, Arlene?
No, it's the Queen of Bleeding Tonga, isn't it? Do you think?
Oh, thanks ever so, but it's a bit inconvenient at the moment. So I'll see you tonight at the Boozer, eh? And thanks, Arlene.
I never knew her name was Hilda. Hilda Kappa. Sounds like a letter in the Greek alphabet.
What do you mean, don't get an estate, nothing happened? You slept with another sodding woman. Why did nothing happen? Were you too drunk? Too tired? Or couldn't you find a bag to put over her twit face?
It's Mrs. Kappa's birthday.
What?
Mrs. Kappa. It's her birthday.
You went to bed with Laura Twitface because it's Mrs. Kappa's birthday.
What?
What are you talking about? I mean, good God, I've heard some lame excuses in my time, but
No, I was mentioning it was Mrs. Kappa's birthday because I... Audrey. Honestly, nothing happened. What's more, it'll never happen again. I slept on her settee. How long am I in the doghouse for?
Oh, what a rough guess, dear, with time off for good behavior. I'd say the rest of your life. Mrs. Kappa, you're a marvel.
Thank you, Mum. But once the sink was sorted out, it wasn't really.
Oh, I see what you mean. No, even if you were the lousiest cleaner in London, you'd still be a marvel.
Oh, that. How are things now between you and
Happy
Mr. Nash?
birthday, dear.
Thanks ever so, but you really shouldn't. Here. This is off your dressing table. That's the diamond one, dear.
Diamond and amethyst. Victoria.
Oh, no. Oh, I couldn't take that, dear. No, no. I couldn't possibly.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Kappa.
Thank you, sir. And thank you, both of you. But really, I
And
don't think you
thank
should have...
you.
Me, Mum? Whatever for.
For everything.
Don't mind if I have a bit of a snooze, do you, dear? And then I'll go down and I'll have a quick look at her news of the world, sharpish, while she's at church, and have a bit of lunch. I'm veering ever so slightly towards sardines on toast. Yeah, I've been fancying sardines ever since Mrs. Nash mentioned scrambled eggs. Only thing is, whether to have them in oil or tomato. But I'll cross that one when I come to it. Oh, I've got a couple of pairs of stockings to wash out and all. Well, the washing don't do itself, does it? Put the laundries out of business, that would. Still, I'll save that till after me sardines. Oh, I know. I know I can afford to buy my own news of the world, but that is not the point. You see, she leaves it, specially folded, so she can tell if I've opened it before she has. She's trying to catch me out. Well, she'll have to get up early. She hasn't caught me out, not once. Well, not yet. So, you see, if I was to get me own, well, there'd be no pleasure in it for either of us, would there? So I should just nod off for a minute or two, dear, if you don't mind. Yes. I wish I could finish that dream. Bugger. Oh.
Yes, I was counting on finding you in. I was looking at that old clock and I said, right, monkey, now will be a good time. And so here we are, and many happy returns of the day.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Gotzel, but you shouldn't have. You really shouldn't. Alice will be back soon, I expect.
It isn't Alice I've come to see. Aren't you going to open it?
Oh, yes, of course, yes. Sorry. Oh, it's ever so pretty, but you shouldn't have. You really shouldn't. It'll look lovely with flowers in it.
Yes, that's what I thought.
I'll put the kettle on, shall I? And if you want to smoke, I wonder, would you mind using the present from Bogner, only Alice doesn't like the brass one mucking up. Tar.
Right.
Don't you sniff your nose at me. He's her little friend, not mine. I didn't know he was coming. Blooming cake. This time of day. Nobody's invented sardine cake yet, I noticed. Still, he's been looking at me in a funny way the last few weeks, and I think she's noticed. Dare say that's why she's been looking at me in a funny way and all. If it tastes a bit stale, it's only because it's yesterday's. We weren't expecting company, you see. Still, she'll be back in a minute.
She can take till Christmas if she likes.
Pardon?
I've been wanting to talk to you, Mrs. Capper, for some weeks now.
Oh?
Alone.
I see. What about?
Ever since I saw Evelyn Leigh in No Sex Please We're British.
You want to talk to me about sex, please? You're British.
No, it's No Sex Please.
Oh.
I was there, you see. And it was on the bus coming home, I said to myself, right, monkey, you want to talk to that Hilda Capper.
Would you like a little more cake?
You see, Mrs. Capper, it's 10 years now since Mrs. Godsall passed over.
10? Really?
Yes. And my little tobacconist shop is still doing as well as ever. Touch wood.
Oh, good.
Anyway, I What I was trying to say, Mrs. Capper, was...
Mr. Godson, I think I have an idea what you're trying to say. And it's ever so kind of you, and I do appreciate it, but honestly, I think Miss Evelyn Lay must have gone to your head.
No, I thought it before then. But that was the night when I decided that I ought to...
Mr. Godson, I couldn't.
Because of Alice?
Oh, no, not Alice.
Because of me?
Because of me. I like you, Mr. Godson. And I hope we'll always be friends, but I'm sorry. The 7th of June, 1936.
Sorry?
On a bus back from Wembley.
No, I'm sorry, I don't...
That was the last time I was asked. 36 years, Mr. Godson, where the hell have they gone? Sat on a bus, me mouth all dry, worried sick that my kiss curl was unravelling for want of spit, and now I'm a grandma with false teeth. I hardly know you, Mr. Godson. And sometimes, well, sometimes I think that I have already known all the people that I'm going to know, really.
Oh, no, I didn't mean to upset you, Mrs. Capper. I only wanted to say...
Well, I do hope I'm not intruding.
What-o, Alice?
What-ho indeed, Mr. Marlon Brando.
Eh?
Oh, my poor feet. I walked the whole way. Oh.
She walked the whole way.
Is there any tea left, I wonder?
She wants to know if there's any tea left.
I'll fetch another cup for you, Alice.
She's going to fetch another cup.
Pink and white at her age. Looks like a barren new guy. Well, what do you think of that, eh? A man I hardly know and in somebody else's house. I bet that shook you. Bloody well shook me, anyway. That was in the swear box. Blimey, that was quick. Rode off into the sunset, has he?
You could easily catch him up. Throw your arms around him in the street. I dare say we could arrange a choir of angels with it being Sunday.
What was all that about, may I ask? I said, what was all that about, Alice?
Well, you tell me, dear. It's not me that has the guilty conscience.
Have you ever had a bang over the head with a teapot, Alice?
Arranging secret rendezvous, clandestine meetings. We are a little sly boots, aren't we? If I'd known there was a private tete-a-tete going on, I'd have stayed out till songs of praise.
Have you finished?
It'll have cost a small fortune, that. Cut glass. He must be smitten with you.
Like you are with him, you mean, Alice?
Me?
I think we'll consider the subject closed for the duration. Excuse me.
Me, she says. I come home, the innocent party, unexpectedly from a house of prayer and...
Alice! You can hardly have been unexpected when I was expecting you any minute. He gave me the vase. The least I could do was to give him a cup of tea, and I think you'll find the next time he calls, it'll be to see you, not me.
I couldn't care less, dear. No business of mine, however many gigolos you have tramping in day and...
You can go over your news of the world for fingerprints if you like. I haven't touched it. I was too busy with the real thing, wasn't I? With me knickers in the air. And now, if you don't mind, I shall go and sleep it off. I'll leave the washing up to you. Oh, what a night it was. It really was.
Jack?
Now what?
I don't like leaving her when she's teething.
She's all right with Mrs. Burgess. She lets her bite her.
I should have asked Mum to call for us, if I right. It'd have been a treat for her seeing the baby.
She'll be getting a bloody treat, isn't she? I'll be forking out over 20 quid tonight.
Seeing her grandchild costs nothing.
hear the bell.
They haven't bothered washing the car.
Ah, I'll get it. It's all right. I'll be down in a minute. Should have been peeping through the curtains in the sitting room, hoping that the neighbours noticed a car stopping outside, but not if Jack hasn't washed it, see? That will have taken all the pleasure out of her peeping, that will. It's all right. I shan't be a tick. Oh. Oh, no. Me blooming false teeth have started up again, just as I'm going to have me dinner. Now then, where's that stuff he gave me?
I wouldn't hear of you waiting in the car, Jack. We don't want nosy neighbours thinking things, do we?
Well, Max, no odds to me. I mean, we're ready for the off, aren't we?
I'm on my way up, Mum. Are you decent?
Hardly manners, though, is it, waiting in a vehicle? It's not as if you're Hilda's chauffeur.
Well, now you come to mention it.
Goodness me, you and your sense of humour.
Yeah, I'll just go up with Maureen then, shall I?
Goodness me, you are on pins, aren't you? I shan't eat you, no. You stay right where you are. How about a little creme de menthe? Just the two of us.
Oh, Maureen, you shouldn't have. You really shouldn't.
Why not?
Well, all this expense.
Well, you haven't opened it yet.
No.
It might be half a dozen dishcloths.
Now then. Oh, Maureen, that is beautiful, but you shouldn't have. You really shouldn't.
From me and Jack with our fondest love.
Oh, thanks, dear. I'll put it away for best.
Were you wearing your best?
I'm not now, am I?
What?
What? What?
What's wrong?
What do you mean, what's wrong?
There's nothing horrible about getting a present.
No, it isn't that.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. It's just the way, well, everything seems to be turned upside down.
What?
I keep feeling now as though you're the mum and I'm the... Oh, it's silly, dear, I know. But you see, when you was a little girl, it was me that bought you things, looked after you. And then you go and grow up when I'm not even looking and... everything turns upside down.
Listen, I ask you every birthday and I'm asking you again.
And the answer is still no. It's very nice of you, and you're a very nice family, and you've got a lovely flat, dear, but...
But the answer's still no.
Well, I don't want you lot under me bunions all day long, do I? You get to be my age, you don't want your daughter being a burden to you. Now then, are we all ready?
Mum, you'd be so much more comfy than here. Look, I know she lets you have the run of the house, and I know she only charges you half rent for your room, but...
But what?
You can't stand her.
No, dear, it's you that can't stand her.
Not me. Jack's worse than me.
Well, he's going to have a hell of a night tonight then, isn't he? But I couldn't not ask her, dear, because she'd never let me hear the last of it.
Don't be silly. She's very welcome.
Oi, I may be balmy, but I'm not that balmy.
Here. Where'd you get that from?
It's real diamonds.
Well, who gave it you?
For services rendered.
What sort of services?
Keeping my mouth shut, dear.
What about?
I can't tell you that if I'm keeping my mouth shut, can I? Oh.
Ah, the birthday girl.
Right.
Oh, hello, Jack.
Happy birthday, Hilda.
And thank you for my present.
Pleasure. It was what you wanted, was it?
Oh, yes. How did you know? You picked it, didn't you? Oh, Alice, you do look nice. Doesn't Alice look nice, Jack?
Yeah, very.
Well, from a gentleman, that's praise indeed.
Your beauty spot isn't always on that side, is it?
Pardon?
Come on. We booked for past.
Oh, Alice, you do look nice. Doesn't Alice look nice, Jack?
Yeah, very.
Well, From a gentleman, that's praise indeed.
Your beauty spot isn't always on that side, is it?
Pardon?
Come on, we booked for past.
Hilda?
You go first.
Oh, you're not looking at the prices, I hope?
No, honest. I was just looking for something sardines.
Sardines for madame?
No. No, on second thought, you see. You can have those at home, can't you? If you've got a tin in sort of thing.
I'll have the shrimp soup.
Parfait, madame.
Moi aussi.
Shrimp soups. And madame.
Yeah, all right then.
Pardon?
Sardines?
No. Shrimp soup.
Ah, bien. And pour monsieur?
Melon.
Bon, 3 shrimp, 1 melon, and the entrée.
I'll have the chicken Maryland.
Madame.
Can vous recommand the chicken Mary?
Really, madame.
Very well.
Yes.
Yes?
What they are having.
Ah, 3 chicken Maryland. And pour monsieur?
Grilled steak.
Medium rare?
Well done. English well done. French well done means bleeding to death.
Certainly, sir. 3 chicken Maryland, 1 steak bien cuit. Merci, mesdames. Monsieur.
Done it. All we've got to do now is eat it, eh?
Are you going to be a devil?
Sorry?
A drop of juice of the grape for washing down the stodge with?
I beg your pardon.
The rosé's fantastic. We got a new lot just in. 1 gulp and it's like 2 weeks in the Tuileries. Half a bottle and you're anybody's.
1 ounce white, 1 ounce red, please.
As opposed to the rosé.
Correct.
Okie doke, dear. Oh, thought I'd bust my shoulder strap for a minute.
Bonsoir, mesdames. Madame, I'm nice to see you. You're like a little table in the corner. Just follow me, please, if you would. Thank you very much.
You'd really imagine you were abroad, wouldn't you? When my husband was alive, we went abroad 3 times a year.
Yeah, you said...
He was in textiles, of course.
Yeah,
and spoke French like a native. I remember once we were... Messy. I remember once we were in a place like this in Amsterdam.
I thought they usually spoke Dutch in Amsterdam.
And in the corner was a big old-fashioned stove in blue and white tiles. Anyway, this one particular night, there was this foreign gentleman. Very well groomed, cultured. Fingernails like mother of pearl. And he kept filling up my glass. Well, my husband gave him one look. Oh, he was very protective. I think helpless femininity brings that out in a man, doesn't it? Far cry from having to take a lodger in to make ends meet.
Excuse me.
You all right, Mum?
I'm just going to the ladies.
Ghastly tidings, gang. So ghastly, our esteemed patron has sent me to tell you while he's busy turning himself into a pumpkin. There's been a lash-up kitchen-wise. The shrimp soup's off, so vichyssoise instead, all right?
I don't think my mum will even know what it is.
Who does, dear? As long as it comes out of the tin without actually screaming rape, we just keep our fingers crossed, don't we? A bit like life, in a way. Personally, I blame Cuban heels, but then I do for everything.
I'm just going to go and tell Mum.
For God's sake, she'll be back in a sec.
She's only gone to powder her nay.
Mum?
Hello?
She didn't mean anything about taking in lodgers. It wasn't a dig at you.
No one said it was. I don't give tuppence about all that baloney.
Well, what then?
What?
What's upset you?
Nothing.
That was my trick, wasn't it? When I was a kid.
Maureen, go and have your supper.
Run into the lab just to be on my own a minute. You are beginning to take after me. Here. You're not having a weep in there, are you?
It's a bloody toilet, Maureen. I could easily just be having a wee.
Yeah, well, I'll wait here for you.
She hated her old man, as a matter of fact. And he hated her. At least, that's the official version when she's not too busy showing off. I shouldn't have brought her here, should I? She's getting on everybody's wick. Go and have your supper, dear.
You're not upset about nothing?
Yes. You hanging about out there.
Well, as long as you're all right.
Mustn't cry on your birthday or you'll cry all the year round. Look, I'm not showing myself up. There's no one in here to see me, is there? And you shouldn't be in here by rights. Not when the ladies. Go on, scarper.
I watched one to give it the benefit of the doubt, but I'm sorry. The language, for a start. I mean, I'm broad-minded. You can ask anyone. Ask Hilda. Hilda, aren't I broad-minded? I've no objection to the occasional blood with a Y for artistic purposes, but every other word is just not necessary. And what's clever about nudge, nudge, say no more? You can't tell me they all went to Cambridge just to learn nudge, nudge. And language apart. When that big bad-tempered one, not cheese, is it?
Please.
Taking that parrot back to the shop, all he kept saying was, dead, passed away, deceased.
Expired.
Well, passed away, deceased, expired means dead.
That's the whole point.
Well, I'm sorry. I prefer something with a sense of humour.
How you doing, Hilda?
And Canadian Mounted Police do not wear women's clothes and go to the lavatory. Not when I went to school.
Is this pineapple?
A liqueur.
Only I haven't got over the fried banana with the chicken yet. You see, my mouth was expecting potato.
Anyway, I shan't watch it again. I only watch BBC anyway.
Oh, you often watch the ITV.
No, I do not.
Yes, you do.
Never.
You do. You watch it a lot.
Once, if that.
Hang on, that Monty Python is BBC.
Yes. Well, when that's on, that's the ones that I watch, ITV.
Who are you waving at?
No one.
It's just as well I didn't have the sherry trial. 3 sheets to the window. 3.5. Oh.
Oh.
What's that?
Bippity bip 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 boo. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Happy birthday to you. Lucky speech, lovely.
One blow, Hilda. Come on, one blow.
Yes, madam.
Oh, Robin.
Whoa!
Now, madam, now you cut the cake and then you make a wish, yes?
Oh, I don't know about a wish. I reckon I ain't got nothing to wish for.
Oh, I'm sure you have.
Very good, very good. Very good, very nice.
Yeah.
There you are.
Oh, there's no cream inside.
Oh, well.
You'd have thought there'd have been cream. One there wouldn't have hurt.
No, I'll give you a little hand here, madam.
This piece for you.
A nice big piece for someone else.
One piece for the gentleman.
All right.
There
Now,
we
madam,
are. And a special piece
I'll
for you,
put the rest in a little box for you to take home,
Oh,
okay?
thanks very much.
Not at all, madam. Merci, merci bien.
darling. Anything for you, dearie?
What's a joke?
One day somebody's going to punch you on the nose. Or really believe you are a fairy, call your bluff.
So I get a punch on the nose back, wouldn't it? Anyway, it's good for business, isn't it?
10 years ago, yes. Now just gets a brick through the bloody window.
Who wants them very, very bad?
tell me she's coming back here again with her vulgar mouth.
There'd be trouble if she doesn't. She's the only reason I brought you here. They broke the mould when they made Arlene. Oh, you should have seen how lovely and slim she was in the old Arlene. Oh, you should have seen how lovely and slim she was in the old days when we was the foursome. You know, Fred and me and Arlene and whoever had taken her fancy that week. But she shouldn't have bought me this, though. She really shouldn't.
Commoners. That was lovely, dear.
I think.
Nice and loud.
Ta. Well, shift your fat ass over a bit then. Ta. Can't really do that song justice, though. Not without what we call front line and drums. Used to be my Act 2 opener in the old days. Rhythm on the bass, then in with the drums.
Arlene was with Esner during the war.
Inside.
Yes, she's travelled the globe.
Yes, we know.
Amsterdam, everywhere.
No, not Amsterdam, girl.
Oh, wasn't it?
No, you're thinking of Malta, aren't you?
Am I? I knew it was somewhere foreign.
#1 soubrette all over the Middle East. 3 husbands, all bedded, wedded, and buried. Ooh, what a war!
Don't you mean wedded, then bedded and buried?
Which war are you talking about, sunshine? Now look at me. 5 nights a week pub singing for me, rum and black. Life has its ups and downs, as my current fella says. Especially when he's on the job. Do you get it? Ups and downs, innit? You two are very quiet tonight.
Oh, we're fine.
Fine.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Best not to ask.
She been flirting with other men?
No.
Have you been flirting with other women, eh?
Not other women, no.
What the hell are you hinting?
Forget it, forget it. We'll talk about the common market instead.
No, we won't. You've no idea what that leads to.
I don't mind. Give you a change from wittering on about your mother and the kid all the time.
What are you talking about?
All right, all right. I'll tell you what. I'll get everybody singing Happy Birthday.
No, Arlene, not again. I think I'll go balmy. Here, I'll tell you what. I'll sing.
Hilda!
You all right, Mum? You sing? Look, in all these years, I've never known you want to get
Stand
anything.
up in front of this lot.
I
Start
do.
singing.
I want to sing. I want to sing a song.
Then you bloody do, girl.
All right,
Sod this lot. Oh, that's comes in the swear box, as your Fred used to say. Oh, come on up
I'm
here.
not going up there.
Yeah, we've got to do this in style, haven't we? Ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of hush, please. Put down your pants and pin back your lugholes and give a big welcome to our visiting guest star. She's just returned from a triumphant tour of Amsterdam and Malta. At enormous expense, I give you the one and only Mrs. Hilda Kappa. What are you going to give him, girl? 21 today.
Do you know I'll be seeing you?
Him, he knows nothing. 5 chords, he can't play them.
I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that my heart and mind embraces all day through. In that small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut tree, the wishing well. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's bright and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I think we better go.
We shouldn't have even come if you ask me.
There's always a mistake going on somewhere afterwards.
Sometimes a mistake going anywhere.
Here, don't forget your present, girl.
No. Oh.
Have you got my hand? Yeah, of course.
Hey, Charlie.
That's right, darling. That's it. That's right.
Never work.
Never.
Any other day of the week.
Well, a good night.
Yeah.
Blackie, Blackie, come on, girl. Here. Come on, Blackie. You don't want to stay out all night, do you? Blackie, come on. Now, you know you have to eat well.
Look, your mum's forgotten Arlene's present.
Make a wish, she said in the restaurant. Well, I said, I've got nothing to wish for, mister. And I haven't. Short of nothing I haven't got, my love. Thank you, dear. But you shouldn't have, though. You really shouldn't. Should you? Night, night. See you in the morning.
Next on A&E, the stirring saga of a young orphan and her uncle's once grand estate begins on Flambars.